Delmarva Today with Don Rush.
Next week, Wicomico County voters will decide whether to keep the county executive position. We'll have an extensive conversation with County Executive Julie Giordano and Council President John Cannon. Ocean City files a lawsuit to fend off an offshore wind project, and meteorologist Dan Satterfield is leaving WBOC. Welcome to Delmarva Today. This is Don Rush. In our studio this afternoon is Coastal Point reporter Susan Canfor. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Don. Hi.
So, Susan, it looks as if we're finally going to get some word from the voters about whether to keep the Wicomico County Executive Office. What do we know these days in the final moments up to the election?
We know that on Tuesday, Election Day, Wicomico County voters will decide on Question A, and that's whether or not to retain the current county executive system or do away with it and let the county council run the government. If Question A passes, the county charter would be revised, and that county executive position, now held by Julie Giordano, would be gone, but not until 2026 when her term ends. If voters say no to Question A, the county executive position will remain. As we have reported, Question A has stirred a lot of controversy on both sides, who feel very strongly Council President John Cannon, who supports the referendum eliminating the position.
I think it's just led to a series of frustrations, I think, on the part of the county council and as part of the citizens of Wicomico County as well, Don. There were similar circumstances, I'd say about 8 years ago, where there was a lot of fallout and a lot of concerns over the unilateral decisions being made by the executive branch of government that concerned a lot of the citizens and concerned the county council as well. We decided at that point in time, let's just stick it out, let's move forward and see where we end up. But, it's been 18 years now, and we have to, I think it's maybe time to reconsider where we are, what we've really accomplished with this form of government.
But Giordano counters.
You have that balance of power. You have checks and balances. When this used to be a councilmanic form of government and then moved to the executive form of government, it was because the people wanted to hold somebody accountable. And they didn't feel like there was accountability with the 7 members of the council and then just having a county administrator. So the people wanted a say in who was running the government on a daily basis.
She was elected in December 2022. She said she was disappointed in the council, telling him in her words, "We cannot go backward." Wicomico's county executive position started in 2006. The referendum was planned after the county council, after conflict with Giordano, voted 5-2 to have a public hearing and ask residents what they think, and then to have the referendum. And of course, we'll be covering that vote, and we'll bring you the results.
And also now, Ocean City has filed a lawsuit that is backed by local governments, businesses to halt the development of an offshore wind project. Suit claims the project, of course, damages the resort's local economy and culture. What do we know about it so far in terms of this lawsuit?
As you know, the matter of placing wind turbines in the ocean just off the coast of Ocean City has caused quite a bit of controversy. Tourists and residents don't want the turbines, and they are hundreds of feet high, 10 miles off the coast of Ocean City. They don't want them in the way when they watch the sunrise or look out over that beautiful ocean. The mayor of Ocean City, Rick Meehan, has staunchly opposed them, as have elected officials, including Congressman Andy Harris. Now the town of Ocean City, along with more than 20 more plaintiffs, is suing to stop these turbines. Marzullo Law is representing Ocean City. The lawsuit was filed last week in U.S. District Court in Baltimore and includes 22 plaintiffs, all making the argument that if the government okays more than 100 turbines, it will not only distract from the view, but cause direct, substantial, and cognizable injuries. Other plaintiffs include the Chamber of Commerce, Coastal Association of Realtors, Hotel Motel Restaurant Association, Delmarva Community Managers Association, Ocean City Development Corporation, and the Worcester County Commissioners. The town issued a news release quoting Mayor Meehan, who said it's important to protect the ecosystem, our economy, viewshed, and our future. He said the town's concerns have been taken to the state, they've been taken to the federal government, but there was no solution other than to file this lawsuit.
And Susan, we also had a couple of fatal shootings this past week. What do we know? One in Salisbury, and I believe the other one in Cambridge.
In Cambridge, yes. Police in Salisbury and Cambridge arrested suspects in 2 separate shootings this week, just days apart. Maryland State Police in Salisbury are investigating a fatal shooting that happened Monday night in the 800 block of West Road in Salisbury. Police were called there, and when they arrived, they found 32-year-old Tevin Mumford of Salisbury. He was rushed to Tidal Health but pronounced dead. Police said another man, 33-year-old Ecoe Emmanuel Spates of Salisbury, was also shot, taken to Tidal Health, and later transferred to Christiana Care in Delaware. Police are continuing to investigate that one. In Cambridge, Maryland State Police and local police are investigating a fatal shooting from Sunday evening. 26-year-old Virgil Sims IV was killed. Police arrested a 15-year-old boy and an 18-year-old man, both who live in Cambridge. They're both charged with first-degree murder, and they're both being held without bail at the Dorchester County Detention Center.
And finally, we got some drought going on here on the peninsula, and I guess Christmas trees may be one of the victims.
Yeah, sadly, farmers on the Eastern Shore have been struggling to maintain healthy crops this past summer due to lack of rain and a drought that led to a burn ban. Also this week, Delaware Governor John Carney issued a drought watch for the entire state of Delaware after he got some information from the Water Supply Coordinating Council. Governor Carney is asking Delaware residents to reduce outdoor use of water, and he said a drought watch will remain in effect for now. It also includes a burning ban ordered by the Delaware State Fire Marshal, and we've seen some burn bans in Salisbury and Wicomico County as well, all due to this drought. Farmers, of course, depend heavily on rain for healthy, successful crops, and tree farmers are no exception. With very little rain for so long, some tree farmers have lost trees that would have been cut for Christmas this year. It's a problem at several farms, including one in Hebron and one in Denton, where the Cawley family has been growing trees for a quarter century. Dry weather causes a lot of those mature trees to die, and for some farmers, this has never happened before. The owner of the Cawley farm in Denton has told local news agencies that hundreds of fully grown trees have been lost. And that's a deep loss because it takes a long time for those trees to grow, and it's a considerable expense. Some of those trees didn't even survive the dry summer. So that means this year, demand for trees is likely to be higher and the number of trees less available.
Also, I want to finally find out, we have this issue with the issue of the lead pipes in Selbyville. What are we doing about that? Who does it affect?
They're going to have a special election on Tuesday, December 10th, and they're going to ask the residents of Selbyville to decide whether or not the town should borrow $707,000 in general obligation bonds to pay for a project at Tingle Acres Mobile Home Park. If that's approved, lines and water service connections will be replaced and the lead removed from Tingle Acres. The project is important so the water system meets requirements of the Environmental Protection Agency. The town of Selbyville applied for the loan with the Delaware Drinking Water Revolving Fund Program through the Department of Health and Social Services for that $707,000 loan. A board of special elections was appointed for the December 10th election, and we'll bring you results as soon as they come in on December 10th.
We've been speaking with Susan Cadfor. She's a reporter for Coastal Point. Appreciate you stopping by and chatting with us.
Thank you, Don.
You're listening to Delmarva Today. This is Don Rush.
Delmarva Today with Don Rush.